Hey there, Adrienne Elise here. Welcome to the Gaia Daily for January 18th through 22nd, 2021. How are you doing? Well, here we have yet another epic, the most epic week of astrology ever. Just continues, the saga continues. And are you feeling it? We've got Jupiter in exact square to Uranus. Now, this is an important piece of the greater conjunction, that Christmas star, this greater conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn that came together exact on the solstice. This energy was like that plucking of the string, that homeopathic remedy, that shift in the vibrational field. And now we're having the fallout, or we're about to. And so this greater conjunction energy continues to reverberate and affect us. And the most acute chapter of that is as these planets come into the square with Uranus, because when these planets were together in 2000, they were in square to Uranus, and they were in Taurus, in square to Uranus in Aquarius. Now Uranus is in Taurus and they're in Aquarius, okay? So there's this completion, third quarter energy to these transits. But it's important to know that this influence of this greater conjunction is continuing, and we haven't yet seen the effect of it, although we're feeling it, right? And we're feeling just the fact in general of time is different, and the energies are different. The rhythm of life right now, it's clear that we're culminating into something. So Jupiter, it's Jupiter's turn right now, and the whole month of January we're feeling this, but they're exact right now. Jupiter square Uranus, and Jupiter brings expansive, more. And Jupiter in Aquarius is saying, hey, expanding into this new age, into this new energy. And Uranus is about an awakening, a quickening, a jolting out of sleep energy. So Jupiter, we're trying to expand into the Aquarian age. And Uranus is about disrupting a higher frequency vibration that disrupts the patterns, old stuck patterns. And I mean, can you feel it? We're just coming directly up against what refuses, the part of the population and the structures of this world that refuse to budge from their sleep. They're comatose, right? Even though anybody who has partly paying attention on some level and not totally programmed is like, something's really weird. Something is not right. Lots of things are not right. It's a deeply unsettling feeling and a buildup, because here we have this awakening, expansion, like pressure to move into this new energy, to get a bigger perspective, to get lightness, to come out from under the Kali Yuga, dark ages of control. Even though we're seeing this whole year, just this clamp down of control energies on our personal freedoms and keeping us away from each other, keeping us from smiling at each other and sharing love and energy. And Jupiter, the big intense that I felt, the big expansive shifts in awareness that I felt in 2020 all came around the time of the Jupiter transits. And as Jupiter was interacting with with Mars and its retrograde, and so that's also when we had the control energies really clamped down with the fear programming, fear mongering, and all the rules and regulations. So there's a correlation there. But the lower matrix is dissolving. The control energies are dissolving. People, we're not being shown this, but people all over the world are like having huge demonstrations in their countries against the lockdowns and against the fake lies of this whole thing. Nothing's adding up. And so the deal is that, so we've got this Jupiter pressure, squares are pressure, But Jupiter always brings opportunities for expansion and light and love and possibilities. So this pressure, it's like the can of the lower matrix, it's like that jack in the box. It's like the pressure is building. Now add Mars to the mix. And Mars is coming into exact conjunction with Uranus on the 20th, 21st here in the next couple of days. So then we have this Jupiter square Uranus and Mars, and in Taurus and Aquarius. So what this is saying, this square, this tension, is about the Aquarian age and trying to expand into our spiritual awakening and the next chapter, what we've been kept from for so long, our future stolen from us. This higher level technology being used against us to keep us asleep, keep us comatose, keep us programmed. And Jupiter's like, hey, come on. Let's get to the party. Mars wants to go too. Uranus, everybody's on board with this. So this square is about what needs to happen for us to make this shift, this leap. And Mars and Uranus, the warrior, new, spiritualized, empowered warrior after that Mars retrograde for the last 6 months, next to Uranus, the awakener. Revolution. Uranus is awakening revolution, radical change, a lightning bolt. And so what do we have here? The makings of a revolution. The pressure is building that, humanity is not going to buy into these lies. The lies upon lies upon lies. We talked about the House of Cards. And the revolution in Taurus is about substance. Like, I'm not going to buy your fake veneer anymore. Show me what's there to back it up. And there's nothing to back it up. The world, the lies were being shown through the news media and our control energies and the programming. There's nothing to back it up. And the deal is like, that's where we come into this, like the power of this Mars retrograde working for us. Recognizing, so where are they getting their power to pull this off for all this time? Our power, because we bought into it. We're plugged in. And we've had to be plugged in just by definition of being human on the planet. We had to plug in. And now we're unplugging. And those who have been able to stay awake through this, you're the front line of the unplugging. You have way less unplugging to do. And that's why it's such an important time for you, Supernova Soul. Because we've got these timelines, and they're getting very clear. This is like, the nightmare. Only 100 more days of mask wearing. It'll be fine, And then the dream, the 5D, what's possible. Right? And there's definitely a bloom of like every last bit of gross energy they can come up with to try to keep people back down in that matrix, right? But what we can do right now is understand that, that whole energy of that everything that's happening is working for us. It's all about awakening, and use the resistance energy that wants to pull you back down there to find your inner resilience. That now is the time to break through and use everything to your advantage. Because the true story is that as much as this last year, this spiritual awakening energy and this life force energy and this higher dimensional 5D magic energy coming to the planet, they've been trying to put a cap on it, but nothing can stop it. It's, and we know you can feel, Supernova Soul, in your heart and soul that you came here for this and that it's happening. Like, there's nothing that can stop it this time. And so the deal is, though, when that 3D breaks down and when the masses have to face these difficult truths, it feels like, and you know from your own ego death experience, that as those false structures break down, it feels like there's nothing there to hold you. So you're going to cling to the sinking ship. But that's where the supernova souls come in, because you have less of the mind control. You're more awake. You have the codes within you of the truth of this golden age that we're here for. I mean, think about it, it's really, are you here for that nightmare? Like, would you even put up with that as a soul? You're so much more precious than that. And you've already done it. You've already gone through all that in the Piscean age, and your incarnations is being targeted as the light worker you are. You didn't come for that. So what did you come for? It's really hard because the lower matrix, that thing wants to show us that, block out the light of the sun and the possibility of the higher timeline. Wants to block out the love that's flooding into our planet right now. And this is why, this time is just so crucial for you as you come into your wealth and really feel and know inside this strength that you have. You're being shown your strength. And you're being shown, that world that everybody said was your delusion, was your dream, your fantasy, that you're crazy. That spiritual world is so much more real than any version of reality here. And this is part of the trap right now that supernova souls being given opportunity to get out of, is this conditional based reality, right? That's an old paradigm. Well, when I see evidence there, then I can know the awakening's happening, and it's like, that's an old paradigm. And we've been talking about how first the vibrational shift happens, then the physical changes occur in our reality. It's first was the word. It's first vibrational. That's why it's really important to understand right now, this is a vibrational war. And they're going to do everything to pull you back down to the dark side. And now it's like becoming really clear, right? You got to pick a side. We can't be in 5D and 3D at the same time. And so, but they're doing everything. The program that seems to be coming through right now is like hopeless defeat. You can never win. All your work was for nothing. You might as well just give up, right? So if you feel that way, you can be like, oh yeah, that's that programming she was talking about. That's what's like being piped through. And it's your time to take that strength within you, those codes, this love, the whole reason why everything's been so hard for you in this earth evolution. And hang on to that, in that truth, the light of the love, which means something better, way better is coming. And can you be that bridge that can hold that new paradigm, hold this new earth energy, hold this possibility, hold this, that like, this is where what's going on with these Uranus transits for the supernova soul, it's this like radical revolution for you, as we have a radical revolution in wealth for you, supernova soul. That means a radical revolution in your self-worth, because you've got the wealth. You have what we need right now. And it's so crucial and so important. And you are so needed. Just hold tight in this knowing that you didn't come for that. You came for something, that you are precious enough, that you are this beautiful spiritual commodity because of everything you've gone through and lifetimes and whole, evolutions of experience. You've already gone through spiritual ascension. So we got to be in that world. We got to be in that place that can allow for this, during this time of transition, confusion, the breakdown, the physical lies in our world, to be that vibrational energy for that place for those that have not crossed over to land, that there's something to catch you. And we know it's okay. We got this. And it might not even be you actually talking to anybody, just holding that place at the place that you're at. Maybe trusting, even though it seems like things were so weird, so wrong, nothing working out, but you're right where you need to be. And you did everything you needed to do to be right here, right now. And yes, you're probably separated out from other people that are, your supernova soul tribe, but that's also playing a role right now, that you're a pin, a marker of this different energy, of this new paradigm, this new grid, this Christ consciousness, this love vibration. And you're just simply holding that. But that vibration is high and mighty. It feels good. And this is where, I've been talking through this with this Uranus transits, and this is a huge bloom of this right now. Going from that old paradigm, dark, dark story that's been implanted in the psyche of supernova soul, that there's something wrong with you, or something bad about you, or something you did wrong. This targeting attack, lack of being received as who you are, an absolute complete denial by the narcissist programming of your worth on any level. I talked about how I've read these past lives. This is just across the board in supernova souls. And it's almost a strange thing, this correlation. The more advanced a soul is, the more experiences that the soul's had in higher evolutionary experiences before coming to Earth, the more shitty they feel about themselves. Like, that programming is so intense, but it's a lie, a total and complete lie. And that's where at this flick of the switch with these squares right now. And Mars the warrior, you're ready to fight for, the life that you haven't yet lived, that was stolen from you. And the excitement of what's to come, that nothing can stop this spiritual awakening. The energy is only going to get stronger. And no matter what needs to happen to play out in the lower 3D, this light of truth of what's coming and what we're really about, what you're really about, is total validation of who you are. And because we need you. Because who you are and what you are is where we're going. It's the future. It's more real than the house of cards. And so by you allowing yourself to be in the light of truth of who you are and your love and your inner validation, a big thing that's happening right now is this energy of so we're all going through the ego death process in our own way, right? For supernova souls, in past lives, you had to, where you were targeted and attacked, you had to become hyper acute of what other people thought about you. And it's interesting because a lot of supernova souls will go through this thing where they're like, gosh, I'm so sensitive to what other people think about me. That's my ego, right? But it's actually was how you stayed alive, because you had to be you had enemies all over. And the further along you are in your ascension, the further along you are in your spiritual light and truth, the more enemies you had and the more attack you had, right? It's like everything coming at you then, as you raise your vibration, is trying to pull you back down, everything and everyone. And so there's a trap there that keeps us in the lower paradigm of feeling like we need somebody's approval in order to exist, right? That's a big part of that Mars retrograde, this in Chiron and Aries, is your permission to be who you really are and in your full power and your full potency. And you've been apologizing for that shit and thinking there was something wrong with you. That worked for a while, but so this is the revolution. This is the wealth revolution. You and your spiritual power right here, right now. And you're so immersed in your full expression and this joy and this experience and this knowing of the magic that's happening. that you have zero concern for how anybody is affected, or of like anybody's reaction reflecting back to you a judgment. And here you've been living the old paradigm completely for survival and acute judgment. you know I mean, because across the board, supernova souls have been, typically you'll find a past life where you were persecuted and killed for who you were, not even what you said or did. And so that sets up, see this, it's like an imprint on the soul of that judgment and targeting, and then you as a sensitive soul being like, well, I must have done something wrong. Like, God doesn't love me, and then we fell. That's our delusional fall. But now it's like, wait a minute. Oh, all that was such the struggle, such the targeting, such the attack, such the trouble you've had to go through is actually just a validation of who you are. And now's your time. I've seen lifetime after lifetime picture in reading these supernova souls that of all these indications of working for this particular time. So for lifetimes and eons, you've been working on this project. And can you get into the excitement of that? And use that as this beautiful, I'm seeing this cushion. It's like a cushion of this new earth energy, this love, this higher frequency vibration, this Christ consciousness embodied, that can be that for when they fall from the house of cards and the sinking ship, you're simply here saying, there's something to catch you. Because the part we're at right now is the project, the movie is about trying to wake up, bring as many souls with us, right? And there's a shock factor, an awakening factor, a hard truth, something unexpected with this astrology. And so you are this cushion. Now it's interesting because it's kind of like cushions are comfortable and safe and secure and loved and held. And I know you haven't felt this in this world, but that's what the new mother wants you to feel, enveloped in her love and walking in a field. Earth isn't a planet anymore. It's an energy field that we're growing and feeding with our love. And I guess that's the thing too. It's like what lies ahead is unknown. It's unexpected. It's a shock. But to you, you know what it's really all about. And those codes are deeply within you. And it makes everything wrong about you what's right about you. And everywhere you felt deficient and were told that you were nothing means you're everything. Right now, January 2021, step into your power. You're landing home. There's, the supernova souls, part of the definition is that you've been partially incarnate here, almost like a placeholder of you, a sliver of who you really are, because the earth energies and the paradigm could only support that much. And now it's like that place of that picture of getting let out of the gate. The lower matrix control grid is dismantling. The light is coming in. And you on the front line need to grab a hold of that and be the vibrational warrior that you are. And the key, the thing that's coming back to here is the key, and bringing this all together, is that like what comes up when I say that, it's this little part of you that says, me, really? Like, and can I feel good? Are you sure? That seems crazy. I'm so used to feeling bad. Because the higher your vibration gets and the more free you get, the more you're targeted in this technological prison we've been in. So we don't even know what it's like to be in our natural state of joy, especially those who have the most access to it. So you got to be ready to go from being knocked down into flying. So if you can put your energy and attention again and again, the power of your life force, the practical expression of the power that you have within you is with your attention. And bringing your attention back to the magic, the possibility, the excitement, the new age. This is the Great Awakening, the third Great Awakening. And you're playing a very powerful, crucial role. And you know what? You can't fail at this one. Like, you've already done the hard work for this. That's the deal. This is why you're reaping the rewards of who you are right now. It's like, oh, I thought that I totally failed and messed this up and was stuck here forever. It's like, no, you did it all perfectly right. Now you get to reap the rewards and hold this beautiful vibration for those that are being invited to come along. They've been deeply asleep. They've been choosing sleep again and again, even though the information is laid out there in front of them. But we do have to understand that there is quite a bit of actual mind control infection with nanite technology that is keeping people from awakening as well, which is another reason why we need a shock. We need a break from technology. We need a, hey, wake up. And with this Taurus energy, it's about get back to reality. What's the substance? What's real? Show me something that matters. And when you chalk it all up in this world and you just weigh it all out, it's like that Mayet who weighs the heart with a feather at the end of life, the goddess of the gateways. The substance that really matters here, that all we really get to take with us. You are abundant in this. And so be that vibrational warrior that you are. And know that, the reason why it's so weird right now with like trying to be pulled into the lower matrix is this crux of the timeline war. It's the last battle, the last stand. And it's very much reflected in the Neptune square the nodes. So Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and is speaking to the Piscean age. And how do we get out of the Piscean age? How do we break the spell the magicians put us under? We need some good magicians. We need these, and we're all here to dream a new dream, take the same energy of delusion, because we know it's all illusion. At this point, shit is so weird. It's clear that we don't even know, like, if we're on a planet or if we're in a simulation. But we know that we have life force, and we have love, and we have each other, and we have the true God's plan. God wins, love wins, and you are the frontline army of this, in this vibrational war. So out of the trap, how do we get out of the trap of this comatose delusion? Neptune in square to the nodes is saying we got to dream our way out. We got to imagine our way out. We got to use our creative potential as our way out and wake to the living dream. Now, the nodes, the North Node is in Gemini, South Node Sagittarius. The nodes are about how are you going to get to where you're going, and what's holding you back is the South Node. So the North Node in Gemini, it's about our voice, our communication, our message, our truth, and here we are in this world of, just finding ourselves and all of a sudden, absolute tyranny and censorship, and what's holding us back? The South Node in Sagittarius. It's interesting because it's like the quest, right? So actually, it's really powerful energy, Sagittarius and Pisces together, because Pisces is the dream, the illusion, delusion, it's like the field that can be worked with, right? The field that can confuse or reveal. And then, but Sagittarius is like the epic journey, the story, the hero, the quest. And so when you have those two energies together, it's about writing a new story. And I mean, it's interesting how this all relates back to everything we talked about with the Taurus energy and your self-worth and your knowing who you are as a spiritual being and your incredible, incredible wealth at this time. But the reason why you haven't been able to come into that is that feeling, this story, this old story that you somehow failed in your mission and purpose on earth, that you failed God. And that happens like in those lifetimes of targeting that we talked about. This has a mysterious connection to this, like a public death. And we talked about that, like this reflection that people, how they see you. And if you die in a public death in a traumatic way, it can do an imprint on your soul of like you, it's like, whoa, is this really happening to me? You know, and it's just like, this is this dime that we're turning on right now with all these squares. It's just like, you know, enough of the light getting punished. It's just, no, we have so much light on the planet right now, so many light workers, you know, and it's just like, no, let's go after the actual bad guys. Let's go to what's real and true. You know, no more house of cards, no more lies. Get this corruption, dark shit out of here. And, you know, and then the great redemption of you as this light worker soul who went through all of that. Did you go through all of that for right now to find this inner resilience and the strength that you have as like a creator of this new world by simply allowing yourself to feel better, to be the cushion? So when that public death happened, it's like that imprint that somehow you failed God or failed in your mission and you had that separation and that fall. Now, this is this great redemption though, because it's like now you're realizing that everything you went through was for this and it's paying off and it's all worth it. It's so worth it. When you get a glimpse of this, what's just around the corner, the abundance, the beauty, the world we've all been waiting for and working on, not even knowing we're doing it, but for lifetime, and it's right there. And it's so beautiful. We just have to get through this eye of the needle. And so as many souls can come with us as possible. So this Neptune square the nodes is breaking the spell of you, your loss of your voice and ability to speak the truth, that the hiding of all these spiritual secrets, you know, the masking of the truth. And then where you felt that you fell off of your mission, you don't deserve to even, this is the thing, I have so many, starting the Supernova Soul Tribe, and I have so much correspondence being like, I don't know if I'm a Supernova Soul. I don't know if I really want this, but I don't know if it's right. I don't think I'm not a joiner, you know, and it's like, this is this result. This is this opportunity right here, right now, to step out of the total delusion. That, you know, it's just like, come on. It just doesn't make sense. You didn't go through all of that to stay as a prisoner on earth. You're so much more. And you got to be in that energy as much as you can. Give yourself full permission. Let the masses go through what they need while you be the cushion. You're not supposed to go down with them. See, this is the big shift for the Supernova Soul, right? We thought we were here to save and fix and heal, and we went deep into the distortions. And now we have compassion. And yet it's not our place to stay. You can't do right by who you are to stay there. And so coming back, bringing that power of your attention back to this higher timeline. You're a timeline warrior. You got this. It feels really good. It's so exciting. It's happening. You know, we already made it through the worst energetically. And this new world is just around the corner. And you know you have these codes within you of this golden light, this Christ consciousness. And so you've seen a glimpse of this. and everything's going to come and try to get you to doubt it. But it's who you are. And so congratulations, welcome home. And welcome home just in time to be the cushion for the Great Awakening, to harmonize this process. And so there's a it's this revelation time for the supernova soul. And for me, as like facilitating this group, it's kind of like, oh, I don't know what we're doing. What are we doing here? But our field we've created of connection is so important and so useful, and we've done it. It's another message like, oh, you felt like you failed, and you're so clueless, you don't know who you are, you don't know what you're doing, you're not even worth it. And now it's like, oh wait, no, we did it exactly right. We're just right where we need to be for this plan. And you've got your inner strength and resilience, and nothing can take that from you ever again. And so through the activations and the soul group sessions and the group work and these videos, we've in the soul group, the Supernova Soul Tribe, we've created a field of energy, and that's exactly where we need to be working. So no, you're not alone, and we're here together, and we can meet. We've seen visceral examples, experiences of this new mother, this new earth energy is outside of time, outside of the constructs, outside of any of this crazy movie playing out, right? Let's go there. Let's meet there, especially when you feel, there's definitely waves of psychic attack. They can't hold in the way that they have been because the matrix itself is falling. But, it's like it's the last stand, last battle. So you got to be resolute and determined in your commitment to your wealth, your light. The only thing that makes sense, why it was so hard for you is because you are that valuable right now. And run with it and enjoy it and try to bring yourself back to that excitement of what's coming for that golden age. So it is a Great Awakening, and here we are. I look forward to seeing you soon on the next update. We have a full moon coming up next week, and so that'll be very powerful. Full moon in Leo. And so I will get information out about that. So much astrology in the last week of January. It's like every week it's like, whoa, this is the most intense week ever. Whoa, this is the most intense week ever. And so just know that's where we are. We're at this point of the pressure building, and the pressure for you is to sprout your seed and come into that true spiritual potential. And it's so beautiful. And think about it. Think about one supernova soul coming into their full flowering, and then all of us. Whew. So I can't wait to celebrate with you when we get through this eye of the needle. And thank you so much for being here, making it through. Keep your head up. And let's meet there in New Earth and live and breathe together in the love, the hope, the potential of what's coming. And use this astrology to our advantage. So I hope to see you soon. Until then, I'm Adrienne Elise. Namaste.